Well, hi folks, January 27th. Trust everybody's fine. Hey, and it just seems to be getting crazier. It's almost as if we're in this huge cauldron with all sorts of rumors, innuendos, facts, shit, all mixed up, and we have some ogre stirring the pot. And we're trying to make sense out of it all. There is just so much is happening and there's no logic to it. It's total, and maybe that's the whole plan, create total confusion so nobody knows what the hell's going on as you slap everybody into a parallel universe of stupidity. And you just have to look at a lot of things. Look at the stock market. It's not making any sense at all. The legal Ponzi scheme, I suppose, never did make much sense, but what's going on now is you just sort of shake your head and wonder what the hell. Then, of course, you look at the far right people expounding theories and promises and all sorts of things, and then the far left wingnuts trying to implement their idiocy. And after 4 years, if anybody can believe anything that, say, Pelosi, Adler, Schumer, Schiff say, you haven't been paying attention. They tried to pull purity out of rotten shit for 4 years. They made this stuff up. But of course, if you're listening to mainstream media, maybe you have a different view of things. But I think what one has to do is try to get back and try to dig around in this crap and see what is going on, or maybe just try to back off and let it happen. But do we have a responsibility on the planet for future generations, or is this, as my religious fanatic friends say, this is end times and forget it. It's beyond our control. Just let it explode. Interesting. I see Schumer is trying to push the idea of having Biden direct climate change as an emergency so they can bypass Congress on a lot of things. That's brilliant. Here's the guy that's all for democracy, right? Schumer is one of the most scary people on the planet right now. You toss Schiff into that pile of shit, and Pelosi, and maybe Adler, and maybe toss in a couple other folks out of California there. And we have a whole a bunch of Looney Tune people trying to float this balloon. And of course they got China involved, there's Iran involved, there's Russia involved. Who else is involved in this thing? Oh, the CIA, the British MI6 and their Tavistock people. And of course, Germany might be there. Maybe this is Germany's great revenge for the last 2 wars that they didn't sort of succeed in. Because a lot of the shit that's being stirred around, if you've researched history and tried to look at other sides and dig around under the covers from the victors who wrote the stuff to see what the other side was doing, and that you get a sense that it's crazy. It's totally crazy. And of course, we have every country's the same. And how can we be led by such nincompoops? How can every country have their leadership group all of a sudden lose their minds? You would think that's impossible. But it seems to have happened. Pick any country. Pick any country and see what they're doing. It's, maybe these power-hungry twits are maybe that's what they are. And with the promise of total control, and to be the slave master, or be the one with the whip and the rowing department of the old boats, looking after the slaves. Maybe they figure, hey, shit, let's go along with this. See, we have there's a vaccine kerfuffle right now, especially in Canada. The European Union, not sure if they want to send theirs over. The vaccine is designed for that first virus. They're not sure, though, that if you get your 2 shots, you still might be contagious, so you may have to still stay home. Biden's suggesting wear 2 masks. I mean, these clowns have just totally... What is this? Monty Python couldn't have written this. They couldn't have had a script this crazy. But that's where we are. We're just... we're being led by a group of idiots. It's... And I see Rebel News as they're trying to sort of show the other side, and they're getting visits from RCMP, federal officers, provincial governments are sending their police forces after them. Mind, this is a free country. But all they want us to get is the mainstream media's cheerleading and pounding the drum for this horseshit stuff. Anybody who comes through and shows something else, they want to sort of get rid of you. And, hey, in the U.S., the Democrats are really, really, really pushing for their homegrown terrorist bill so they can lock everybody up. Hey, in Canada, don't be too smug. We have those camps here, too. And it just takes a bit of looking to see them. So anyway, we have this vaccine that's supposed to be magic for the first one. Now we have 2, 3, maybe the 4th dimension of this virus, this 4th mutation. And but the vaccine that was designed for the first one will work with this 4th one. So the question is there really anything like that out there? Or is this just the Chicken Little Sky is Falling story? And of course, mass hysteria, everybody's bought into it. Now it's, if you look at all the professionals, the medical people, the virologists, the politicians who stand up there every day and give us a crock of shit, none of it is really making sense. Think about it. None of it is really making sense. The only thing that's making sense, they've trashed the Western world economy. They've trashed everything. And maybe that's their end game. Have us all on an allowance and do as we say or you starve to death. And it's interesting. I'm just wondering when people, and maybe they won't, when people will stand up and say, stop it. Enough is enough. I see in Holland they're turning dogs loose on people who are protesting. I mean, it's getting crazy. Of course, mainstream media isn't really sort of showing us that. Another thing I can't figure out, if you go to Antifa.com, it redirects to the White House. And it's been doing that since the election, since he was sworn in. Now, how is that? I mean, all of these brilliant techies that they have access to, do you think they could change that? Or why would they leave it there? Now, I didn't notice it before, but someone was telling me that before the election, Antifa.com went to Biden's website. Interesting. You would think anybody, well, Biden doesn't have a lot of thinking power left, but you would think there'd be somebody who, directing him, would say, maybe this doesn't look good. Maybe we should just get that changed around. And someone said, well, they can't because they don't know who did it. Give me a break. They can tell the size of a bee's sneakers from 20 miles up. They can't change that. Don't fall for that kind of BS. They're letting it stay there for, there's got to be a reason. Either they're stupid, or they don't know it, or there's some craziness going on that we're just missing. But anyway, this is just a ramble today. Like I say, we're all in this pot together, and if you get out and grab the rim of that pot and climb out, try to save the rest of us. It's that crazy. The first one out, try to get the pot from spinning. Try to whack the guy stirring it with a big spoon. Take care. Bye for now. We'll see you again.